Hello guys, today we are testing an electric bike that could be a great choice for anyone looking for a powerful, practical and affordable ride. In front of us is the KOOLUX RK10, a folding fat tire e-bike with a massive 20x4 fat tires, removable 48V 13Ah battery, hydraulic disc brakes and a rugged frame built for everyday riding. On the paper it promises comfort, stability and enough range for both daily commuting and weekend adventures. But how does it perform in a real world? Let's find out in this KOOLUX RK10 review. When it arrived, the first thing that greeted us was the huge box. The bike isn't light, about 34.7 kilograms, but it was relatively manageable to get it out thanks to the carefully arranged packaging inside. Everything inside comes almost assembled. The front wheel, steering wheel, lights are the things you need to install. Luckily you get all the necessary tools inside the box and it's not some complicated mechanics. There we got this bike toolkit, and inside we find everything needed for basic assembly. KOOLUX includes detailed instructions in case you get stuck somewhere with the setup. There is also have these pedals, a small pump for the tires, and we have this charger with the corresponding U cable. As I said, the bike comes almost assembled. All we had to do was install the steering wheel, front wheel, pedals and front light, and after that we were ready to go out on the street. At the first glance, the KOOLUX RK10 immediately stands out with its clean folding frame design. Chunky 20.4 fat tires and a confident road presence, the frame has a modern and practical look with smooth lines and a well-integrated battery that gives the bike a tidy and a well-balanced appearance. Combined with the wide tires and compact proportions, the RK10 behaves equally on the city streets, bike paths, weekend countryside rides, and it also has a IP54 waterproof rating. Before setting off, it's worth mentioning that the RK10 uses a traditional key ignition system. To put the key into operation, you first need to insert and turn the key located on the lower part of the frame next to the battery. We actually like this solution because it adds an extra layer of security when the bike is parked. Once the bike is unlocked, you simply switch on the display from the handlebar controls, select your preferred assistance level and you are ready to ride. We started driving around the city center in a relaxed way, more to capture the first impression and see how the KOOLUX RK10 behaves in real conditions among cars, pedestrians and everyday traffic. Already after a few meters we felt that we were riding something solid, robust but still manageable and controlled. As soon as we sat on the bike, we liked the ergonomics. The seating position is comfortably upright and the handlebars are wide enough to offer a sense of stability without straining your arms or shoulders. One feature we really appreciate during testing is the twist throttle. Besides the standard pedal assist mode, the RK10 can also be ridden without pedaling and or simply twist the throttle and the bike does the work for you. In a city traffic, longer routes or when you are feeling a bit lazy or on the way home, it's a feature that quickly becomes hard to live without. The first thing we noticed during the ride was how smoothly the bike responds to acceleration. There is no aggressive explosion, but there is enough torque to move away from a line of cars in seconds. When the cruise control is activated after a few seconds of holding the throttle, the ride becomes even more relaxed. There is no need to constantly press, which we especially appreciate on longer straight sections. The KOOLUX RK10 comes with the massive 20x4 fat tires with a strong off-road profile on reinforced rims. Tires that handle a variety of conditions perfectly. Asphalt, gravel, tram tracks, everything goes without a problem. The ride is soft and comfortable, and every bump in the road is almost not felt. The wide tires give a feeling of solidity and safety, especially in the corners and at the higher speeds. The bike holds its direction without dancing, even on poor asphalt. With these tires, the bike feels ready for anything. The front suspension is mechanical and can be locked, which is convenient if you don't want to move too much while riding on the asphalt. Although it's not air-filled or high-end, it gets the job done. Honestly, with these thick and comfortable tires, you almost don't need suspension as much as the ride is already smooth and stable. Now, speaking of comfort, I have to mention that a fairly wide and soft seat. It is shaped to fit your body well and distribute weights properly, making it comfortable even on longer distances. The soft foam combined with the suspension in the seat post effectively absorbs shocks from the uneven roads, while the wider seat adds extra stability during sudden movements and quick maneuvers. Of course, it might feel too soft for sporty riders, but for urban and recreational riding it's almost ideal. Once you try it, it's hard to go back to the harder seat. Under the KOOLUX robust frame is a serious machine, a EU limited 250 watt motor, which in practice shows a very strong real-world torque behavior, especially on city inclines. It's not just a number on paper, it's in real riding. This motor shows solid pull already at the first pedal assist levels or throttle input. At the higher assist levels, the bike moves confidently without the sense that it wants to show its capabilities immediately. It reaches 25 km per hour smoothly and quickly, and with unlocked settings, it clearly has more potential for higher speeds. As for the battery, a high-quality lithium-ion unit with a capacity of 48V 13Ah is integrated into the frame. It is positioned to preserve the clean design while also protecting it from the elements. An additional plus, the battery is removable, which is extremely useful for anyone who keeps the bike in the basement, garage or apartment and wants to charge it separately. Charging takes about 7 to 8 hours, which is quite acceptable for this class of bike. In a real-world testing conditions, a mix of city riding, moderate climbs and mostly mid-level assistance, we managed to get between 80 and 120 kilometers of range. This is a result that covers most users' needs for one or even several days of commuting without charging. If you drive more efficiently, the range increases, while heavy throttle use naturally reduces it, but it still remains very solid for everyday commuting. Another big plus on this e-bike is a hydraulic disc brake system, which is a real highlight in this price range. Most budget e-bikes come with the mechanical brakes, but here you have immediately feel the difference. Braking is strong, precise and controlled with minimal effort on the levers. In the city riding, downhill sections or mixed terrain, these brakes provide a strong sense of safety. The drive is supported by Shimano-style 7-speed gear system, which performs reliably in all conditions, whether climbs hills, riding downhill or cruising flat roads. Gear shifts are smooth, quick and predictable, allowing full control of riding without worrying about drivetrain issues. In the center of the handlebars is a large, colorful LCD display that immediately stands out for its clarity. Display also provides support for app or NFC. When riding, especially in traffic, information must be readable at a glance, and here it works very well. It shows speed, battery level, distance travel, assist mode and other key ride data. Navigation through the settings is simple using button on the handlebars, allowing quick changes of modes, lights and the system settings. And with speed changes is include changing the lights of the buttons on the handlebars, very convenient. There is also impressive looking lighting equipment. The front LED light is bright enough to be clearly visible in traffic, while the rear light features additional brake illumination for improved safety. What makes the lighting system even more interesting is the distinctive KOOLUX logo integrated into both the front and the rear lights, giving the bike a more premium and recognizable appearance, especially at night. The light also incorporates built-in turn signals, adding an extra layer of safety and convenience, something we rarely see in this price range. Not to forget to mention, the bike folds. Yes, the entire frame folds and the handlebars fold down, making it easier to transport. The RK10 has a well thought out folding design. The frame folds in the middle and the handlebars fold down. When folded, it takes significantly less space, making it suitable for transport in the car, storage in apartment, balconies or garage. Of course, it should be noted that this is still a heavy bike, so portability has its limit. The KOOLUX RK10 really impresses us, from its solid build quality and strong road presence to the comfortable rides on all terrains and the practical folding system. Although heavy, the ride feels stable, controlled and confident, and the performance is more than enough for everyday users. So if you are looking for an electric bike that works equally well in the city and suburban conditions while offering durability, comfort and real usability, the KOOLUX RK10 is very hard to beat in this price range. The purchase link is below this video. Take a look, as discounts often appear for a limited time, and get your new e-bike today. We enjoyed testing it. We hope you enjoy watching it. If you like what we do, please like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Until the next video review, bye.